Hi Reddit. I'm James. I'm 34. And today I realized I was way more naive than I ever thought. You're not even ready for the level of entitlement I'm about to tell you about. It all starts with my old buddy, Chris. We grew up together. Same schools, same video games, same parties. He got married straight out of college, had kids right away. Meanwhile, I stayed single, focused on my career, bought my own place, traveled a lot. Somewhere along the line, Chris started getting weird about it. Anytime we talked, he'd throw these passive-aggressive comments like, "Must be nice to have so much free time," or "Some of us have real responsibilities, you know." It got worse after his third kid was born. Suddenly, I was the bad influence. According to Chris, my child-free lifestyle made me selfish, immature, and someone he didn't want his kids looking up to. Fine, whatever. I backed off. Let the friendship die a quiet death. Fast forward to last week. Massive storm hits our area. Flooding, road closures, houses getting wrecked. I posted a quick story on Instagram. Nothing crazy, just me chilling in my dry living room, saying I was lucky my house was on higher ground. Not even 5 minutes later, I get a text from Chris. First time hearing from him in over a year. "Hey man, heard your house is fine. We need a place to crash. Me, Amanda, and the kids. We're on the way. No, please. No, is it okay? Just we're coming." I stared at the screen in disbelief. I texted back, "Hey Chris, I'm really sorry about your situation, but I'm not set up for 5 extra people." And that's when the insanity really kicked in. Phone starts blowing up. Texts, missed calls, voicemails. Amanda messaging me too. "We're family, James. You have a duty." Family? Last time I checked, Chris said I wasn't good enough to even be around his real family. But wait, it gets better. Chris actually showed up. Didn't even wait for me to respond. Pulled into my driveway. 3 screaming kids in the back seat. Truck loaded to the brim. I stepped outside, furious, and he had the audacity to wave like everything was cool. "Come on, man," he said, grinning like we were about to tailgate at a football game. "Kids need somewhere safe. You got space. No big deal." I told him flat out, "Chris, I'm not hosting your whole family, especially after how you treated me." His face dropped. Amanda started yelling from the car window, calling me selfish, cold, ungrateful for all the good examples they tried to set. Unreal. And if you think that's where it ends, oh no. You haven't even seen the half of what they try to pull next. Chris didn't leave when I said no. He just stood there, arms crossed, acting like if he stared me down long enough, I'd fold. Amanda jumped out of the car too, dragging the oldest kid with her, making a big show of how traumatized the kids were. The youngest was literally playing with a toy truck on the driveway. Super traumatized, clearly. "James," Chris said, voice low like he was negotiating a hostage situation, "this isn't just about us. It's about the kids. You're turning away innocent kids during a disaster." I stayed firm. "You're manipulating the hell out of this situation, Chris." And I'm not playing. Then Amanda started up again, louder this time so the neighbors could probably hear. "You're disgusting. How can you be so heartless? After all the years we were there for you." Years? This guy had been trash-talking me for years because I didn't pop out babies at 25, because I didn't choose the suburban life script he worshipped. And now, suddenly, I owe them my house, my privacy, my peace. I told him flat out, "You need to leave. Right now. Go to a shelter, a hotel, whatever. You're not staying here." Chris's face went purple. Amanda started crying, or pretending to. Hard to tell. The kids looked bored out of their minds. Chris threw his hands up. "Fine. Guess we know who you really are now." Then he slammed the car door so hard it shook. Peeled out of my driveway like a teenager throwing a tantrum. I thought it was over. Oh man, you have no idea how wrong I was. Because not even 2 hours later, I got a call from a mutual friend, Mark. Mark was furious. "James, what the hell is wrong with you? Chris and Amanda are stranded with 3 kids, and you turned them away." I tried to explain. He wasn't hearing it. Apparently, Chris had already spun the story to everyone. That I was living large, safe, and warm, while innocent little children were left out in the storm because of my selfishness. You won't believe it, but some people started DMing me too, calling me a monster, saying I was a horrible human being. One even said I didn't deserve the house I bought because homes are meant for families, not selfish bachelors. The amount of sheer audacity was mind-blowing. Chris played the martyr so hard it almost worked. Almost. Because the next movie pulled, that was the moment everything exploded. And trust me, Reddit, you're going to want to hear how this blows up in his face. The next morning, I woke up to find my phone blowing up. Dozens of missed calls, texts, even emails from people I hadn't talked to in years. Turns out, Chris went full nuclear. He posted a massive Facebook rant tagging me by name. Long sob story about how James abandoned us in our hour of need. How childless people have no hearts. How selfish lifestyles destroy community values. And you better believe, he included a picture of his kids sitting on the hood of their car, looking all sad and dramatic, parked on the side of some road. It went viral. Local people started sharing it, commenting, some even tagging the city's emergency services, saying someone helped this poor family abandoned by a heartless monster. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. All eyes, all twisted beyond recognition. But here's the part where Chris majorly screwed himself. One of the people he tagged was a local reporter. The reporter, trying to be a good Samaritan, reached out to me privately to get my side of the story before publishing anything. I sent her everything. Screenshots of Chris calling me a bad influence years ago. Texts of him demanding to move into my house without even asking. Recordings because, yeah, I recorded the driveway meltdown. Thank you, Ring camera, showing him and Amanda screaming like maniacs while the kids played happily in the background. The reporter saw the truth real fast. And guess what? She didn't just drop the story. She wrote a different one. A brutal, detailed article about manipulative tactics during emergencies and how social media outrage can be weaponized by selfish individuals. Names weren't mentioned directly, but everyone local knew exactly who it was about. Chris's little plan backfired. Hard. Comments under the original post flipped overnight. From poor Chris and Amanda to wait, this doesn't add up, to maybe don't weaponize your kids to manipulate your old friends next time, bro. Chris tried to backpedal, tried deleting his post, tried messaging me some half-assed apology like, hey man, emotions were running high. Too late. Way too late. But Reddit, if you think Chris crawling back was the worst part, oh no, he still had one last, desperate move. And it was so pathetic, I almost felt sorry for him. Almost. After the article dropped and the town basically turned on him, you'd think Chris would get the hint. Take the L, move on. But nah. 2 days later, he showed up at my house. Again, no warning, no heads up. This time, he wasn't alone. He brought Amanda. He brought the kids. And, get this, he also dragged along his pastor. Yeah, a full-blown pastor. Standing there on my front porch like some kind of intervention squad. I opened the door, already exhausted. Chris started babbling immediately. James, we just want to talk. Man to man. You've let anger harden your heart. You've forgotten what community means. Amanda jumped in, fake tears already loaded. We forgive you, James. We want to help you find your way back to the right path. The pastor cleared his throat, clearly thinking he was about to deliver some hallmark moment. He started preaching about kindness, forgiveness, brotherhood, family values. I cut him off. Pastor, with all due respect, these people lied about me publicly. They tried to ruin my life because I wouldn't let them squat in my house. This isn't a religious issue. It's a boundaries issue. Chris's face twitched. Amanda made some dramatic gasp like I just kicked a puppy. But the pastor? He surprised me. He raised an eyebrow, looked at Chris, and said, "Is that true?" Chris stammered. Amanda tried to jump in. They both started talking over each other, classic guilty behavior. I didn't say another word. I just stood there, arms crossed, letting them drown themselves. Finally, the pastor turned back to me. "I'm sorry for bothering you, James. This isn't something I should be involved in." He shook my hand and walked away without another word. Chris and Amanda stayed standing there for a second, totally stunned. Like they couldn't believe their little pity parade plan had just blown up in their faces. Finally, Chris growled under his breath, grabbed the kids, and stormed off. Amanda hissed something nasty at me I didn't catch, didn't care to. Door slammed. Silence. I sat back down on my couch and just laughed. Not because it was funny, because it was insane. These people really thought guilt and public shaming were going to force me to fix their lives. And if you're thinking it ended there, oh no, Reddit. You're still not ready for how low they stooped next. A week passed. No Chris. No Amanda. No weird surprise visits. I finally thought it was over. I thought wrong. One morning, I woke up to my phone blowing up again. Texts. Missed calls. DMs. Except this time, it wasn't just people I knew. It was strangers. Turns out, someone posted my address online, along with some twisted sob story about how a wealthy bachelor refused shelter to a homeless family in crisis. Guess who? Yeah, Chris and Amanda. Again, they didn't just want sympathy this time. They wanted revenge. They wanted me shamed, punished. Some idiot even showed up outside my house with a sign saying, "Open your heart, not just your wallet." Like I was some kind of villain from a Hallmark movie. Police got involved real fast after that. I had to file a report. Had to explain the whole situation to actual officers, who, thankfully, didn't buy into the drama once they saw my security footage and evidence. The officers warned Chris to back off. They said if anything else happened, I could press charges. And believe me, Reddit, I was ready. I wasn't scared anymore. I was furious. You try to ruin my career? You try to manipulate your way into my home? You try to get a freaking mob sent to my doorstep? Nah, game over. I sent Chris and Amanda one final text. Any further contact, and you'll be hearing from my lawyer. Try me. Block them both. Blocked anyone connected to them. Locked down my social media. I wasn't playing defense anymore. I was done. For the first time in months, my house was quiet. No drama. No guilt trips. No knock at the door. Just me. And peace. But if you think Chris and Amanda took the hint, if you think they finally crawled back into whatever swamp they came from, think again. Because just when I thought it was over, one final twist was waiting for me. And trust me, it was so petty, so ridiculous, it almost didn't seem real. Another week passed. No calls. No visitors. No crazy Facebook posts. I was starting to believe it was really over. Then, one afternoon, my neighbor, Mrs. Patterson, sweet old lady, knocked on my door. She looked confused, holding a piece of paper. "You might want to see this, dear," she said. I took it. It was a flyer, printed, distributed all over the neighborhood. It had a big, bold headline. "Is this the kind of neighbor we want?" Underneath was a screenshot of my Instagram post during the storm, the one where I said my house was fine. Next to it, a cropped picture of Chris's kids looking miserable. The flyer basically made it sound like I was some cold-hearted rich guy who laughed at family suffering. There was even a fake quote, "Not my problem, not my house." I never said that. Ever. And at the bottom, a call to action. Support families. Boycott selfishness. No names listed, but come on. Everyone knew it was me. Chris and Amanda weren't just trying to ruin me online anymore. They were trying to ruin me locally. Face to face. In my own damn neighborhood. I thanked Mrs. Patterson, took the flyer inside, and sat there staring at it. For a second, just a second, I felt that old panic creeping in. What if my neighbors believed this crap? What if it got worse? But then I remembered something. I didn't know these people a damn thing. Not Chris. Not Amanda. Not some random Facebook mob. I got up, walked outside, and started pulling flyers down. Mailbox to mailbox. Light pole to light pole. Street by street. Some neighbors came out when they saw me. Most looked embarrassed. A few apologized right there on the sidewalk. Apparently, not everyone had been buying into Chris's pity party. Some of them had already seen the article the reporter wrote weeks ago. Some of them had talked to the cops about the harassment calls. Chris's little stunt backfired, again. Harder than ever. And Reddit, if you think he learned his lesson after this public humiliation, wait until you hear how karma finally caught up with him. Because when it did, it wasn't subtle. It wasn't gentle. It was brutal. 2 weeks after the flyer stunt crashed and burned, karma finally came knocking. Not for me. For Chris. And when it hit, it didn't miss. I got a call from Mark, the same mutual friend who chewed me out earlier. This time, he was practically laughing into the phone. "Bro, you're not going to believe this," he said. "Chris got evicted. Turns out, all that time Chris spent throwing tantrums and playing social media martyr, he wasn't paying his mortgage. Not even close. Apparently, he'd been missing payments for months. And while he was busy trying to ruin my life, The bank was busy foreclosing on his. 3 days later, I drove past his place out of pure curiosity. There it was, huge foreclosure notice taped to the door. Chris's truck packed to the brim again, but this time, no desperate Instagram posts. No hashtags about community values. Just him and Amanda, faces red with anger, loading their junk in silence while the kids ran around confused. I didn't stop, didn't honk, didn't even slow down. Just kept driving with the window down, breathing in that sweet, sweet air of closure. Chris's perfect little family values life, gone. Not because of me, because of him. And the best part? The same neighbors he tried to turn against me, they saw everything. They remembered. Nobody helped him pack. Nobody brought food. Nobody offered a couch. He burned every bridge himself. All I did was step out of the way and let him light the matches. Since then, not a peep from Chris or Amanda. No texts. No DMs. No surprise sermons on my doorstep. I heard through the grapevine they had to move 2 towns over, cramming into Amanda's cousin's basement. Living off scraps. No one trusts them anymore. As for me, still got my house. Still got my job. Still living my selfish, childless life, happily, peacefully, without 2 grown toddlers trying to freeload off me. And the next time someone tries to guilt me for living my life the way I want, yeah, they're going to get the full story of Chris and Amanda. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Every single time.